WHO Talk Show.
Man, but I mean, what else can we talk about besides the elections, besides the campaign trail? I mean, like, we would be remiss because, you know, we always tell folks to make sure they check out these, you know, these county board of supervisor meetings, check out your school board meetings, city council meetings, know what's going on,
Right.
Be involved, you know, donate, volunteer to all these worthy causes we have. So we know all that. But I had a question for y'all, I guess, maybe to frame this conversation, you know, so we get a little guidance here.
Yeah.
I want to know about people versus policy. Like, my question is, what is the difference between people and policy? And I say that because this stems off of our last conversation. We started talking about the presidential election and stuff, and it's something that we're hearing ongoing in the news and in the community, which is people have so many reasons now about who they're supporting. You know, like when it comes to who they plan to vote for and whether they vote Democratic or Republican, right? And what stands out to me the most is that sometimes we're not voting for the betterment of our government. Like, we got people talking about she a woman. We got people talking about, you know, you know, like the issues when it comes to like taking the country back, you know, like the whole Making America Great Again theme, right? And so, and like some people say that Democrats, like, what have Democrats done for us and all that? So they say, well, let's vote for an alternative. But, you know, so the last thing I was going to say about that, Razor, is that is it people or is it policy? Because are we looking at the policy so that we're not basing it on the actual people? Regardless of who's in office, you can still get on your grind. So why say because Democrats hold up certain, like, some people say social services has made it a crutch for the Black community. Like, we're too dependent. But my thing is that why even is that a determining factor? So some people need the social services.
Correct.
We should be encouraging each other and empowering each other to get on our grind, to be able to do what it is we need to, you know, to flourish. Like, so are we too focused on the person or the policies? What's the difference to y'all?
Is Razor looking at me? Because
I'll go. I'll go. No, I do that.
What you got? What you got?
Look,
I want to make sure she won't go behind me.
I need y'all to debunk something for me. That wouldn't matter. But I need y'all to debunk something for me. Did Trump really call Kamala the B word at one of his campaign rallies?
I haven't
heard. I hadn't
Is
heard
that true?
But
more than one
showed
time.
me something. Yeah, it said multiple times.
I wouldn't put it past.
It's fit. It's fit though for the people that he's trying to move. Yeah. For the people that he's moving, they would want.
Man,
if he can make fun of a handicapped person, he can definitely call this woman out her name. Yeah.
Anyway, all right.
And
that's the question.
Yeah, but no, but I think you still spot on, Max, because that's my whole thing. Is like if for somebody to disrespect a sister, if y'all don't want to agree she a sister, I'm still calling her a sister.
She not,
but
go ahead.
Don't matter.
But either way,
it don't matter. She not.
All right, so a woman of color,
yes,
for her to be openly disregarded and disrespected, and for someone to like insult the motherland and so many developing countries that people in this country come from, and just like the unpreparedness in my opinion. And I only can liken it to Madison County, since I'm from there. I remember, sitting in a town hall and seeing how there was a Black female so prepared, answering the questions succinct, direct, educated. But then when the people get on the stage, they just like sort of like pull at the heartstrings of the bigots or the racists with stuff that makes no difference, is not bettering the county or the schools or anything. That's what the people vote for. And it's like they don't even care how respectful, how presidential, how prepared you are. It's like we have these ulterior motives, and that's what I'm trying to get people to see. Is like who actually does what in the fact check it. Fact check it, number one. Like let's get off social media and just believe in every wind of doctrine, as the Bible says, and like let's fact check some stuff and make sure that we're voting based on what's going to be better for our people and our community.
I guess, can it be both? Does it have to be a people or policy?
Yes.
Because I think that the people should inform the policy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm with you. But I also, the more I become enlightened about what's going on around me, the more that we talk about policies, the more we talk about truth. And truth is something that people don't really like once we're talking about your truth. So then it becomes, can I move the people? Because if I can move the people, then I can put my own agendas in place. And that is what politics is.
Right.
So you got what politics should be, and you got what politics is. Anytime that I can move the crowd, whether we talking about hip hop, if we're talking about white supremacists, if we're talking about if this lady of color, of Jamaican descent and Indian descent is an African American.
The world sees her as black, though. You realize that? Like we can dress it up. Anywhere she goes, that's a black woman.
Exactly. Until it comes to a hierarchy. Tiger Woods stopped being black. But let's just
say that shouldn't matter. That shouldn't be a matter of debate.
Remember,
or discussion.
The last show that we had, we got what should be and what is.
Right. No, I'm with you.
And anytime that we deal with what should be, we're going to get lost in what's actually happening.
Yeah.
So let me ask y'all,
and that's what happens to our community.
I think we do, Raise. I agree that politics is what it is, and I think that it has to be discussed in truthfulness for the spirit or betterment of the country. Right. It has to be spoken about or discussed in truth and in honesty, but that is also a measure that must be taken in order to dismantle the areas of it where it is broken, which is why my response here would be that the people must influence the policy. And that's what we've gotten away from. We see examples of that daily, which is why kind of our country is in but is why our country is in, or the world is in the condition that it's in. But ain't none of this gonna matter because we need more Jesus. We need more God.
And I don't see it as broken. I don't see it as broken. Yeah. Like I see it being what it is. You know, we live right down from Jamestown. They came here, they stole, they took, they robbed, they killed, they moved across the, they landed in the Indies, and it became. The system isn't broken. We need to stop saying that. Right. You know what I'm saying? That the system is broken. The system is not broken because it is what the system
doing what
is.
It was meant to do.
Right. But we've been in survival mode from the word beginning, and we don't want to be anymore.
And that makes me think about the mindset that I see a lot. It's kind of split where it comes to folks who's like making that point and say, so just burn it down, let's start over. But then you have the other side, like
Max said that. That's who said that, Max.
But then you have the other side that says, but we still have a democracy we have to uphold. Like we have children that starts to live in this country.
We don't have a democracy.
You know what I mean? But
that's a facade. That's a fake thing. But
check what I'm saying though.
It's not real.
But check what I'm saying is with all the fallacies that the country has, there's still that two mindset of like, since it's corrupt, just let it fail. Let's do something totally different versus the mindset of let's try to improve on what we have, like for the sake of future generations. Like I see a huge divide amongst people with those two things right now on if we want to burn it down and start over, or do we need to fix what we have?
We don't need to burn it down, and we don't need to fix what we have, right? When we're talking about political landscape, in my humble opinion, right? You have whatever the majority is. So the people who have the most success are the people that can operate in whatever is actually happening at that time. When we're talking about y'all went Bible, we're talking about being in the wilderness. I'm not going to act as though I'm in feast and honey and milk and all those things, right? I'm going to operate in the mindset of the famine so that I can survive it.
I'm glad you said that.
That's where we're at right now.
I'm so glad you said that because I want to drop that point home because I hear so many people talk about, again, I go back to how they say, what have Democrats done for us? Where like they make us too dependent, they're controlling us. And they say, if you have Republican then it's like free market and all that stuff. Here's my thing with that is that I'm like, you can grind no matter who's in office. Like, so like, I just hate that excuse.
100%.
You got to.
Like, I hate that excuse though, Max, because I'm like, am I supposed to disregard like my, just for example, like my sister who may have fell on hard times. She got kids to take care of. She's struggling. There should be support. That's what I want my tax dollars to go to. I don't want it to go to war. So some people need those services that like that we claim are holding us back. But it's our job, Razor, when we're successful
Yeah.
to educate and empower people.
Okay.
Like, to be able to rise above it. Not to say I ain't voting for y'all, like, because too many people in my community are on welfare. To me, that's asinine.
Well, let me ask you
opinion.
this.
Yeah,
We
but
just had the book fair and everything.
I think
Do you think
people
people with $300 haircut, $300 hairdos, brand new nails, and a 1997 Lamborghini should be out there getting free services out there with the?
It needs reform. I agree with that.
No. Okay. Yeah, y'all really?
No, it needs reform. I'm agreeing
I'm
with
with you. I'm just saying. Just think about
But
it.
we don't throw it all out. That's what I'm saying. The system needs reform.
No,
but
that's
you don't
what I'm
throw it
saying.
all
Like
out.
Bathwater.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
No, I
Yeah.
think that it's we're being some people
They done
are
peed in the
narrow-minded in the way that when even Razor spoke of, I guess we could call them entitlements or different things like that.
Mhm.
That when we say we're crippling ourselves to a degree, that people are not differentiating the to a degree part. It's not that we need to do away with it altogether. We all recognize that assistance is needed.
Mhm.
But the policy needs to be, in my opinion, also reformed in a way so that it more prompts people to be at some point stand alone versus totally dependent upon that service in perpetuity.
But y'all talking about accountability, and people don't like for you to say nothing to them about their insufficiencies.
Well,
so I can't see that happening.
Yeah, well, it doesn't mean they can't unlearn that.
I don't see it.
Like, but I heard Max
I didn't say
mention
it would be
Jesus.
difficult, but-
Right. And I heard Max mention Jesus a minute ago. These people claiming to make America great and get about Christian values, like, where did Jesus at in these people?
Yeah.
Like, why do
It's
we
not
think?
there.
Yeah, like, why the way these people act, but they want to say like that they hold the moral compass, and that's another thing that's our job. It's like, in my opinion, when you vote, not everybody is the human race is not a monolith. Like, we're supposed to be voting for the betterment of all people.
Right.
And if you are Christian, you're supposed to be evangelizing. My president don't need to be in an
But our
evangelizing.
oppressors are monolith. That's the thing, because the second that our oppressors don't like what's going on, they start buying more guns. They start buying more bullets. They start, driving around with flags hanging off the back. They are a monolith, and they deal with fear now, no different than they dealt with fear back at the turn of the century. And our people, as violent as we may be portrayed to be, are forgiving, are less confrontational. We only hate what looks like us in the mirror, because anything else can do something to us and walk around us and do whatever they want to do at any given time. But the problem I also need to say is
I don't think we do that as much as we have in the past, though.
we definitely do. We definitely do.
As much as we have.
Yep, 9 to 5.
I don't know about that.
Not 9 to 5. Like most people.
What makes you feel that way?
Most people won't actually say how they feel against somebody that's voting for something that is totally against everything that's going to harm you and your community. But we have to get up and go to work. And if they say something, if we speak our mind, we speak it in a way differently than we would if we were around our own people outside. You know what I'm saying? And that is fear-based to me. We cannot, but if we call ourselves, man, you scared. I ain't scared, such and such. Man, I got kids in. Then we show the justification. I ain't scared, man. I got kids in college. I ain't scared, man. I got this brand new house I just bought.
Feel unequipped to be able to respond to those things.
Right.
That's
Exactly. That's perfect.
different.
That's perfect.
That's different, though.
Well, we feel unequipped because it's internal. Because if the same person said the same thing and looked just like you, you'd have something to say.
Oh yeah,
as a whole.
Ain't no holds barred.
So we can't use, but we can't use that though,
and not think twice.
Yeah, but we
go
can't
get some sleep.
We can't use that. Right. We can't use that. And that's the problem with our community, is that we have all these exceptions waiting in the back of the car to be able to say why I allowed this to happen at somebody that doesn't look like me. That's why I said it'll never change.
IMHO Talk Show.